Get ready for an emotional roller coaster as we dive into the world of no-nonsense justice. Brace yourselves for the most ruthless, unapologetic, and downright savage judges in courtroom history. Trust us, you won't believe what's about to unfold. This individual is destined for incarceration. He perceives himself as blameless despite evidence establishing his culpability. The magistrate inquires the convict about his thoughts on the appropriate punishment for the perpetrator of this offense, and shares his view on what the actual culprit should receive. And this is precisely the outcome. The judge imposes that specific duration on him.
I'm innocent. I didn't do it.
Okay.
I've maintained that the whole time. I feel like there was things that were allowed to be said that should have never been allowed to be said that didn't have nothing whatsoever to do with the case and what was being said. Just because somebody has domestic abuse issues with their spouse doesn't mean that they would put their hands on their kids, which has also been pretty much proved that I've never touched my kids in any harmful manner whatsoever. I've never harmed my kids. I didn't even hear anything that said that I had done anything to her in front of the kids.
Well, I can make a lot of comments on what you said. I can make a lot of comments on the trial, but I know that was just be arguing with you or talking with you. I'll ask you one simple question. You claim you're innocent, so you tell me what sentence the man or woman that you claim did this should receive.
If you ever find out who did them, they deserve to be under the jail.
Okay, so they ought to get the maximum sentence.
Most definitely.
Okay. On the crime of malice murder, I sentence you to life in confinement without parole. On concealing the death of another, I sentence you to 10 years in confinement, consecutive or after. Count one. Do you understand each of your sentences?
Yes, sir.
I want to advise you that you have 30 days after today to file a notice of appeal.
It'll be filed.
On this case. I'm going to instruct Mr. Carter on behalf of you.
This occasion merits patience. This young woman believes she can disrespect the magistrate. And not only that, but she assumes that possessing some valuable jewelry makes her superior to others present. She's insolent, and her bail is supposedly set at $5,000. But brace yourself for the sum the judge assigns her following her contempt. This situation exemplifies why you should honor everyone, even if you commit a substantial blunder.
Ms. Soto, are you working?
Yes.
How much money are you making a week, approximately?
Approximately about $200 a week.
Okay, and do you own any property of value, a house, a car, a bank account, significant amounts of jewelry?
Yes.
What do you own?
I own a lot of jewelry, all right,
Okay.
as well as
Go ahead.
a car.
Well, how much would you say your jewelry is worth? It's not a joke, you know. We are not in a club now.
Okay, but it's
Hey, well, you see, we are not in a club. Be serious about it.
I'm serious about
Oh,
it.
you're
You
being
just
very.
made me
I can
laugh.
see you're serious, all right.
You just made me laugh. I apologize.
It's all right. How much is your jewelry worth?
It's worth a lot of money.
Like what?
Like Rick Ross.
Huh?
It's worth
Ma'am,
money.
have you had any kind of drugs in the last 24 hours?
Actually, no.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
Come back, ma'am. Come back. Come back. Give me the paper again. Count one would be 10,000.
Are you serious?
I am serious. Adios. Come back again. Come back again. Bring him back again.
What's up?
I believe I heard you saying to...
Yes, I did. I'm not going to do
I believe you... Did you say...
Actually, I
Did you say that?
Yes, sir, I did.
Oh, you did say that?
I'm not
I find you in
gonna lie.
direct criminal contempt. 30 days in the county jail.
This magistrate is incensed. He's enraged and he's shouting. He permitted the prisoner to be released on bail, with the condition of refraining from driving or any such activity. Upon discovering the man violating this rule, the judge is utterly livid, vociferously berating the offender. Allow me to relay this to you.
Heated exchange between the judge and one of the defendants. At first, 21-year-old Levon Turrentine stood quietly before State Supreme Court Judge William Bowler, awaiting his fate. He had pleaded guilty to second-degree vehicular manslaughter for his role in a tragic accident in April of last year that took the life of 8-year-old Tunami Filbert. Officials say Turrentine was teaching 18-year-old Brianna Hightower how to drive when she struck the boy as he ran across Porter Avenue in Buffalo. Hightower didn't have a license at the time. For some reason, after the accident, the passenger and driver switched seats, and when Turrentine was behind the wheel, he somehow struck the boy again, killing him. Turrentine was released on bail initially, but this morning we learned that he was arrested again recently for possession of marijuana and driving the same vehicle with a suspended license. The judge wasn't happy.
I told you you were not supposed to drive. So what it tells me is one bad decision after the another. You didn't learn anything. You violated the law again by driving the same car that you already killed somebody with. You were not supposed to be behind that wheel.
It's not like I was joyriding or anything, Your Honor. I just went to the Chinese place to get me and my kids something to eat.
Did I release you on bail to say that it was on the condition you don't joyride?
And the courtroom fireworks did not end there. You'll hear more tonight on News 4 at 5. Meantime, Turrentine was given the maximum sentence and could spend 7 years behind bars.
We currently possess a magistrate who's entirely intolerant of his attorney. She's utterly unimpressed by his remarks, and she genuinely yells at him, ejecting him from her personal courtroom. This is genuinely outrageous. You gotta see this.
Dr. McCaffrey, Your Honor, it creates a tone of respect.
Where I'm from, you sort of got to earn that.
Watch yourself, Your Honor.
Get out of my courtroom! Get out!
A pleasure.
Out! Douglas.
If Douglas touches me, you will not be happy, Your Honor.
You know what? If Douglas beats you to a pulp, I'll be delighted. Get out!
This magistrate is ruthless and wants the offender to languish in prison. This prisoner committed the most heinous act, and honestly, she has no supporters. Her counsel acknowledges the necessary measures, but pleads for a reprieve on her behalf. The judge responded and was far from pleased.
And you end up probably in some kind of domestic, ultimately hit him in the head so hard with a pan that you actually cave in the front of his skull, and then you stabbed him no less than 12 times. And you know what? I was the only one in the courtroom that knew what kind of knife that was. And it was a big old long fillet knife. Because I used it to fillet pike and muskie and salmon. And I'll tell you, you gutted him like a fish in that apartment too. You were relentless. You stabbed, you stabbed, you stabbed, you stabbed, you stabbed until he was dead. You didn't think he was an intruder. You know, maybe one stab wound, okay. Maybe that's 7 defense. But you put in 11 more to make sure he was good and dead. So I agree with the family. I hope you die in prison as well. You know, if this was a death penalty state, you'd be getting the chair. You have 42 days to appeal my sentence if you think I've legally erred anyway.